What you doing when you're doing what you look like you're doing? Express yourself.
Houston, and welcome to another episode of the Al Rucker Show. Today in studio, we have one and only Carl Anthony Payne II. You already know who that is. As well as Houston's own bass singer, Marrium Echo. Hello. As always, Midtown Bail Bonds is the sponsor of the Al Rucker Show. We have all bonds, no big, too small. 24 hours for your convenience. Visit us online at www.midtownbailbonds.com. Also, Dolce Ultra Lounge and Bistro. What night is your night? There's something different every night of the week. For more details, visit us online at www.dolcehouston.com. And you're now tuned in to the Al Rucker Show.
Thank you for tuning in to Al Rucker Show. And again, you heard Elle tell us who we have in the house today. Go ahead, man. You can have one.
Pink one.
You want the pink one?
I want the pink one. No, that's how I was sharing, because he laid him out. He laid him out. Like, go ahead.
I lay them out.
See, that way you can.
Oh, Lord. You see what we go through all the time?
I see.
This is really what they call a black radio show. We're not just at a black radio station. We are a black radio show.
Thank you.
Which one you want?
You know, I'll take the orange.
She wants the orange.
No,
I
you
like
gotta say
orange.
Orange. Okay.
There it is.
Okay. Cool. Well, we are fighting over Starburst. I have a ritual where I bring my Starburst, and I usually have gum. But Mr. Carl Payne has elected to take my pink
I wanted
ones.
to get the one that match.
Oh, that's right, because he has his pink outfit
salmon.
on. He wants this.
Salmon.
It's called salmon.
Salmon.
Okay. Well, Carl, tell us why you are in town. From what I understand, you always in town.
You ain't heard that.
I ain't heard that. Okay.
You ain't heard that. Don't be down in me.
Rumors get started.
Right there.
Well, this is what they call a rumor station.
Mm-hmm.
Radio.
No, you would ask me after I put Starbucks here. Okay. I'm here to participate in tonight's event. I'm the host, one of the co-hosts actually, along with Darren Henson, for the event tonight at Dolce Ultra Lounge. To benefit obviously the Boys and Girls Club, as well as some other needy folks out there. And that's not a good word. Needy. Is that a good word? Needy.
Poe.
Probably not nice.
Just call him Poe.
It don't sound right? That's right, because when I pray, I don't say needy. I say less fortunate. Less fortunate. That's right. I caught myself. Anyway. So we're here to, support that and have a good time. I'm gonna bring some laughs tonight. I got a piece I'm working on too. I'm gonna spit for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a real deep, deep piece. Because everybody else poets, they're gonna get up there and they're gonna spit some things. You know what I mean? So I gotta let them know I got skills too.
Snap.
Yeah. There it is.
Now they call them the night. It's called the Night of the Gentleman.
Yes.
And tell us your theory of why are we calling it the Night of the Gentleman?
Because it's important in today's, I believe it's important in today's society to remind folks how important it is to be a gentleman, how important it is. And I teach young men to dress for success. There's a lot of young men out there who don't even know how to tie a tie,
Mm-hmm.
And when you look good, you feel good. You know what I'm saying? But also people, unfortunately we live in a world where people do judge a book by its cover, but first impressions are everything. So, but dress to impress doesn't just mean physical clothes or those kind of things, I think, or being a gentleman. All of that starts in the home. So I encourage the fathers and the mothers to start teaching their children. I have 4 boys. 4 sons. So I feel like it is super, super important, and almost like my it's definitely my responsibility to teach them to be responsible, to teach them to be responsible, to teach them to be accountable. So I have to give them the tools. I have to dress them with the tools that they need to be successful. So that's what I mean when I say dress for success. I have to teach them how to be respectful. I have to, I have a bigger job, especially because they're carrying my namesake, and just for legacy purposes. You know what I'm saying? I want them to inherit more than just bad credit. So you ought to dig. So I have a mission, and that's to to be about my Father's business. You know, so yeah.
So can you tell us some of the projects? What are you currently working on?
Currently, I'm working on this new form of condoms. We're going to start with the fishnet line. I think, no, I'm joking. I'm joking. Look at these faces. He was like, what in the world? It is going to work. It's going to work right after Indian silk. Indian silk first, Indian corn silk, and then we going to hit the fishnet line. No, I'm just kidding. No, seriously, I'm working on treadmills for fat turtles. But I just finished a movie that I directed this summer in Vegas. It's called Misguided Behavior, and that'll be out early 2017. We're going to take it to the film festivals. It's a part of the My Brother's Keeper movement. It's an anti-bullying film. It's about it takes place in Las Vegas, Nevada, surrounded by teenagers. Of course, takes place at a high school. My son, my 21-year-old son, makes his film debut in it. I mean, Will Smith doing that. You know what I'm saying? I got to keep them checks coming in too. But they all expressed different aspirations, and they showed tenacity and a knack for it too. So I said, all right, let's go. Actually, I put two of them in there. I put my 21-year-old and my 10-year-old in there as well. And it's a great film because it deals with all the stuff that we deal with today with regards to society and bullying, not just social media bullying, but also physical bullying and the dysfunction of where it starts and how it starts in the home. A lot of us come from these dysfunctional homes. I know I did. And it's amazing how I turned out, to be quite honest. But you get to see the effects, just like Precious. Precious was hard for people to watch, but it wasn't hard for me. I laughed. I laughed my way through that movie because I grew up experiencing that. Not me being Precious, but me knowing Precious and being, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was normal. Unfortunately, that was normal. You know what I mean? And so to look at it now, to go back and look at it, I was like, I remember that. I remember when we got whipped with that belt in the shower. So it's, you know what I mean? But it's, it's just one of those things that we have to address because kids are killing themselves nowadays over being bullied. My son, my 10-year-old, actually went through something very similar to this, and I didn't even know. I didn't even know that he was, I couldn't understand why he didn't want to go to school and why he was, every day stomach ache and all this other stuff because he was being bullied. He was being bullied by another kid at school who made him physically sick, who made him not want to even go to school or attend school, gave him self-esteem issues, you know what I mean? All these different things, can be affected by it. And so I wanted to deal with all these different issues in a film that told the story because I have a summer program that I deal with where I teach kids how to become filmmakers. And we actually partnered with Las Vegas, with the Nevada partners this year, and we taught these kids, we brought them in and we gave them an intensive course on how to be writers and actors and directors and so forth and so on. And at the end of it, instead of doing a short film, which is what we normally do, I said, let's do an actual feature film. So each one of those kids got to actually work on the project in one capacity or form or another. So they got on-the-job experience, and they all now have something on their as a credit to them on IMDb as well. So you see, now they have something in the form of a resume, in the form of on-the-job experience that they can actually use towards the next step of their life.
Yeah, that's what's up. Okay, we got Miss Marrium Echo.
Hello, how are you?
All right, tell us what you got going on. I see you got something Tuesday.
Tuesday, yes, we are doing the live recording of my album, Letters and Numbers,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm really, really excited. It's been a long time coming.
So a long time coming. This is your first album?
It is my first album, and this is a compilation of songs that I've written over probably about a 10 or 12 year span. A bunch of different experiences thrown together in one pot. Yes.
All right. Well, tell us about the projects. Tell us what you got going on with it.
So Letters and Numbers is being brought to you by the Art Entertainment Group. It's going to be myself as well as a group by the name of Maestro Music. Quincy Cole is the person who composed the music. I wrote it, I arranged it. So it's going to be a redo of something that we tried to put together a few years back, but it's going to be done the right way this time. So we're really excited to bring some color and beauty to the music scene in Houston, Texas. That's already very vibrant, but we're trying to go a step above and show people that real artists are actually out here.
Hey, hey.
All right now.
Hey, hey, hey.
Yeah, we don't just get up there and regurgitate other people's music. It's a lot of us that write our own music, so we're trying to bring that to the forefront.
But even if they want to say regurgitate other people's music, I mean,
I still do it too.
Right. Listen,
Revamp, I
you know,
should say.
what is it called? Imitation is the best form of flattery, but I've seen some people do it better than the people who already did it.
Well, Dolly Parton said imitation is the best form of Hollywood. I think she said something like that. So, I mean, that's what it's not reinventing the wheel, so to speak. You know, it's just putting a little oil on it, like you say.
Right.
Put a little oil on it, put a little motor oil,
coconut
making it run a little better. But yeah, so I mean, I'm a cover artist as well, but you know, I didn't want people to forget that I write my own material. So I want to start performing my material more, you know, because at one point Jill Scott was a cover artist, and so was Sade, and everybody else that you listen to on the radio. But at some point they started to say no and say, I'm going to do this, and you're going to accept it and love it, or I just have to move forward, and whoever comes along, comes along.
Check this out. My boy Chris Spencer, I'm not sure if you're familiar with who he is. He is one of the executive producers of The Real Husbands of Hollywood. I don't know the proper name. Anyway, he's also a comedian, and in that circle of comedians, you know, he actually we talked about this the other day. He said when you write for others, you make thousands, but when you write for yourself, when you go, so you speaking it right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's difficult to make that decision to give up the easy, quick money of just getting up there performing to actually putting your heart out there and hoping that somebody invests in you like they invest in other people. But I'm willing to take that chance.
So what do you want your audience to take away from your performance on Tuesday?
I want them to take away from my performance on Tuesday, like I said, that real music still resides in Houston. You know, I want them to see the growth from me as an artist and a performer over the years that they followed me, because the only people that are coming are the people that have really been by my side, supporting me hardcore. So I want them to experience the growth of my music from the beginning until now.
So how hard is it, this is for both of you guys, how hard is it to be a artist, performer, poet, to be successful in the entertainment industry, especially when you out of the norm, not the norm?
For myself, thank you for being a gentleman and letting me go first. For myself, it's been difficult, but it was I'll start by saying this. I never actually really wanted to be a singer growing up. Both of my parents are singer-songwriters, and so are my grandparents. And it's not something that I wanted to do, but it's something that came with ease. But music hit me when it was supposed to hit me. The bug bit me when it was supposed to. And it basically saved my life. So once I decided to go full force, I said that if I go into this lane, there's nothing else that I want to do. There's nothing else I can do. There's no plan B. So it's a scary thought, going out there wondering if you're going to be able to feed yourself solely on your gift and your skill. Because not only is it a gift, like Mr. Payne, he's not just a gifted actor and comedian. He's skilled because he has the years and the money that he's invested in that gift, turning it into a skill. So, you know, you want to know that you're going to be able to feed yourself and your family on that skill, just like a plumber and an attorney, you know. And it's difficult because you are put here to entertain people, but that doesn't mean that people are going to invest. So that's the scary part for me.
What about you, Carl?
What was the question? I got caught up listening.
I talk a lot.
No, that's all good. I just was like, I don't even know.
How hard is it? How hard is it, basically, at the end of the day, how hard is it to be relevant, stay as relevant as long as you have, be successful when you out of the norm? Like, she's out of the norm. She does things different.
I see what you're saying. Wow. Well, you know, it's interesting because the word relevance, you know, I have a problem when people use that word incorrectly, to me anyway, you know, because some of these reality TV stars now think that they're relevant, but they're not. Not relevant to me anyway, and in 20 years it ain't gonna be relevant, you know? When you see stuff like music, certain music that has stood the test of time, that you can listen to today and still just let it move you and think, you know. So we're talking in terms of art, right?
Yes.
You know, it's like that's relevant because some of the stuff they're saying is still relevant today. You know, the words, you know, the artistry. For myself, you know, it's a business as well. So we have to respect that and understand that, right? So it's, you know, I kind of relate it to the drug game a little bit in terms of, you know, when crack cocaine came around, you know, it put heroin out of business. You know what I'm saying? When the new thing came, you know, if you didn't switch, you was left holding the bag. So, you know, yeah, we live in the millennials now where you got to have social media and you do all these things. I wish it didn't exist, but to an extent, I'm glad it does as well. In terms of the fact that we now can go directly to the consumer. So if we look at it as a business, you know what I'm saying? We cutting out the middleman, which is a good thing. You know, the bad part is, you know, a lot of people with no talent become instantly 15 minutes, you know, which nowadays is a little bit longer than 15 because the bottom line is it don't cost nothing to produce a reality show, right? And then they're selling it to you as it's really a reality. And we got one in the White House now. You understand what I'm saying? This is the country that we live in, where we made Arnold Schwarzenegger in California the governor. It's like what? So yeah, it is hard sometimes, and the way that you do that is you got to have different hats. And you have to realize and respect and understand that it's a business. You know what I mean? And treat it as such, because the show is only one part of it, right? And then you also got to understand that your gift and your purpose are two different things, but they go together. So sometimes you got to use your gift for a specific purpose and figure out what that is. So that's how I would say staying relevant or staying current. I never ever knew I was funny or had a knack for, you know, I was just being a comedic actor. You know what I'm saying? But I also know that I can also be I can have a strong presence. You know what I'm saying? I can read a script. I can be charismatic. I can do all these different things. So, you know, you have to capitalize on your skills. You have to capitalize on each aspect of them, you know, and realize how to capitalize on it. So from being on a motivational tour to writing a book, you know, to writing scripts, to producing all three of those things. You know what I mean? So now it's like you are now creating multiple streams of revenue. That's the key. You got to create multiple streams of revenue. You got to have that. If you're going to rely on one source of income, you are really only 2 seconds away from, you know, you can't have just one source of income coming in.
No, not at all.
You know, so that's the key. That's the key right there is looking at what you got within yourself, like she said, investing in yourself and figuring out how can I break each one of my skills down into another form of income.
That's what's up. That's good news. We're going to take a break real quick. We'll be back in less than 2 minutes with Carl Payne and
Marrium.
I knew it. Marrium Echo. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Looking for something to do this Thanksgiving holiday? Come to Dolce Ultra Lounge and Bistro for Al Rucker's first annual Gobble Gobble comedy show, Get Down. We have a jam-packed show featuring Juan Villarreal, Damon Williams, Marvin Dixon, Crystal Powell, and Niecy Lamarck. Hosted by the one and only Rudy Rush from 93.7. Get your tickets now. For more information, join us online at www.dolcehouston.com. And we'll be back with more of the Al Rucker Show. Welcome back to the Al Rucker Show. For those of you that just tuned in, we have the one and only Carl Anthony Payne II and Marrium Echo. Stay tuned for Mr. Payne's latest project, Misguided Behavior, an anti-bullying film releasing early 2017. Also on Tuesday at Heights Vinyl, you can see the one and only Marrium Echo doing her first album, Letters and Numbers, and it's featuring over 10 years in experience. You've been now returned to the Al Rucker Show.
Thank you for tuning back into the Al Rucker Show. And again, we welcome our guest, Carl Payne and Marrium Echo. I got that right?
Yeah.
I got it right.
Marrium.
Now, Carl, what's interesting to me is you are a comedian. A lot of people don't know that.
I mean, I do comedy. I wouldn't consider myself a comedian, though. I actually give a lot of credit and respect to comedians. I'm a comedic actor who does stand-up.
Okay.
That's how I would classify it.
So what made you get into poetry?
I actually did poetry when I was a kid. You know, it was like second or third grade. I wrote a poem about Mother's Day that's actually still on display in the museum in New York City. It was chosen, like, out of all these poems that, this little competition we did. And then from there, because I mean, when I started listening to rap, I'm like, oh, that's a poem.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that is. That's a poem right there, So yeah, I think it just started with me trying to impress my mother and impress girls at school.
Mm-hmm. now, tell us about your virgin experience being a poet.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad you cleared that up. I was like, oh, that's a segue. Okay, well, my mom was going to church that morning, and then that's a whole nother story.
Well, you can tell us that one if you want to.
Yeah. She'd kill me. No, she probably won't even hear this. My virgin experience as being a poet. I approach it like anything else, man. I respect the craft, and I really try to get into the mindset of wordsmith, so to speak, or a laureate. In terms of how, each person comes from a different place. Everyone has their own thing. So for me, I just dibble and dabble in it. You know what I mean? And I really do it to test myself. You know what I'm saying? I really do it to see where I am. I was gonna say where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? We can say that where I'm at. I do it to see where I am in terms of being conscious.
So what's your inspiration in your poems?
It just depends on what's going on at the time. It really most of the times it's usually either things I'm either really upset about or passionate about, which sometimes can be the same thing, or stuff I find hilarious. Stuff I find really funny. So
if you were writing a poem about the election, what would you call it? What would be the title of it?
Oops.
Okay.
Oops.
So I guess we know what your opinion is about the outcome of the election.
Oh man, I mean, listen, yeah, it's a lot of people. It's indicative of the society we live in today. A lot of people really thought it wasn't going to happen or counted, and I'm like, a lot of people are uninformed. Yeah. A lot of people are very, very uninformed. And, when Obama was coming in office, there was a beacon of hope and, especially for people of color. And they saw this as a change, and it was about change. It was about, yes, we can, because it was a monumental thing. But also there was a huge, huge campaign with educating that was geared towards educating people on not only what your candidate was about, but also the process. So you also was encouraged to get out and vote, And here's what I think is the issue with this particular situation, From the research that I've done and the people that I've talked to, whether they're Mexican, black, white, 'cause I couldn't believe the amount of Mexicans that actually voted for him. But they, so I would say the lower class or the working class, right? So you have a whole group of poor white folks as well who then voted for Obama. But they still never, and Killer Mike said it best, they still never joined forces with the black working class because they still saw themselves as above. They still saw themselves as you know what I mean? So it's like, even though you got two groups of people who are on the same plane, one group still thinks that they're above the other group. And when you promote and create, separate and divide and create these things called, so it's like, then that group goes, oh, well, we belong over here then. That's what we're supposed to do because we belong over here. Yeah. We're an elitist. We're elite groups. You see what I'm saying? And that was the deciding factor because you didn't have a strong candidate democratically. You understand what I'm saying? Who? I would like one person in here to tell me what was her agenda. What was she running on?
She didn't have it.
That's my point. You understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, we know that they all say what they need to say to get in office, for sure. But they also do have certain agendas, which some of them have carried out. So.
Marrium, if it, you was making a song, what would it be titled?
I voted for Bernie. That's what it'll be titled. Yeah, I voted for Bernie. That's what it'll be.
So that was your candidate?
He was. The older I get, the less I
Here we go.
believe in not the system of America, but the more aware I am of how the system actually works. So, when he dropped out.
You knew he wasn't going to get in there because he told you what he wanted to do.
Exactly.
He was
honest.
Right,
he was honest.
Right,
So
that's my point.
Who wants an honest president, right? So, yeah, I mean, either way, I still voted, but I knew what the outcome was going to be. You know what I'm saying? So I was at peace with it. And
so many people that didn't vote, though, at all.
So many people don't know what the process is, like you said.
Yeah.
Well,
they got to get rid of the electoral college.
They do.
They got to get rid of that.
A friend of mine was
that's just retarded.
Look it up to see how you become an elector. And it's like no information.
It's just
anywhere.
dumb. It's dumb.
So it's a lot of people were awakened, like you said, by what happened.
Yep. Michelle, they did it again.
Yeah.
When Bush was in office, man had a shoe thrown in his face. We knew he wasn't smart at that time because he said, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. You ain't gonna fool me no more. You can't fool me." That'll let us know right there. Kind of people we working with. So when
he got elected twice.
Man had a shoe thrown at him. Didn't even move. Didn't budge. Which let us know it wasn't the first time. Wasn't the first time he's had a shoe thrown at him. Fool me once, throw a shoe at me one time.
Fool.
I'm gonna be standing outside the White House singing. If you think you're lonely now. Wait until 2020.
That was a good one. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a few minutes.
As always, this episode of the Al Rucker Show is brought to you by Midtown Bail Bonds, where no bond is too big or too small. 3 locations for your convenience: Midtown Bail Bonds Richmond, Midtown Bail Bonds Missouri City, and Midtown Bail Bonds Houston. For more information, give us a call at 713-752-BOND. That's 713-752-2663. Or visit us online at www.midtownbailbonds.com. And we also service Fort Bend County and Harris County. We'll be back with more of the Al Rucker Show. Let us cook for you this holiday season. Start a new tradition by picking up a full course meal, all prepared by us. Serves 10 for $225 with Dolce Catering. Accepting orders until November 22nd. Pickup and delivery November 24th. Place your orders at info@dolcehouston.com. And for more information, visit us online at www.dolcecaters.com. We've returned to the Al Rucker Show.
Thank you for tuning back into the show. And again, we have Carl Payne and we have Marrium Echo. Carl, this is one of the questions we and believe this morning we was at 39. They asked you about Tommy. Tell us about that relationship you and Tommy had.
That's my boy. That's my dog, baby. That's my dog. Yeah, man. He was a good dude. He's a good dude. You know what I mean? Like genuinely a good dude. I mean, we became boys right off the bat. I'll tell you a funny story real quick. Real funny story about Tommy. I got so many of them, and they wanted me to speak at his funeral. I was like, every story is totally inappropriate. Cannot do it. But his brother got up there and kept it so 100. I didn't need to. I was like, good Lord, I can't believe he did that. When I first, when I was just moved to California, I had just moved to California, and I was dating the woman who eventually became my wife. I was dating her at the time, and she used to work at this real estate office that was in the same building as a bank. So the bank was right next door. And she used to, one day she came home with some, she used to tell me, I used to ask her, about guys coming in there hitting on her and all of that, And so one day she was telling me about this guy who's coming there every day and flirt with her every time he come to the bank. And one day she came home with these flowers. I was like, where you get them flowers from? She was like, remember that dude I told you about that be coming in all the time? because it was like near Valentine's Day. You know, I'm like, who else done bought you some flowers? So, long story short, it was Tommy, and I didn't know it was him at the time. We didn't even know each other. So one day I'm with my boy. We in the Jeep. We driving over, across the hill, over the hill or whatever. And at the top of the hill is this restaurant, and to the right we see this girl sitting in the window, and she's looking at us, right? And my dude is looking at her. He's honking, what's up, what's up? We waving like, hey, and she's blushing. And then I see Tommy walk over, like as we pulling off. He come from the bathroom, and he looking at her like, the hell you looking at over there? You want to get in the Jeep with them? You can see him, physically you can see his body language like, what the hell you doing? So we laugh, we pull off. Cut to now we're doing we did the Martin show. I met Tommy, you know what I'm saying? Cool dude. And we did the show. We filmed the show. We shot the pilot. And they do a screening for the pilot for, the network, and, everybody comes out. And now you can bring your significant others, and you can, have them meet everybody and so forth. And after the show, I was like, honey, let's, oh, wait. Pause, go backwards. I ran into the girl again. I ran into his girl again at the bank. And she was like, you drive a red Jeep? I was like, yeah. She goes, I saw you there. I was like, yeah. So we basically reconnected at the bank, me and his girl. Right? I was like, yeah, your man looked real hot that day. She was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, he wasn't happy about all that waving we was doing. So now we all at the screening. And I said, hey, let me introduce you to this really, really cool dude, babe. Look, come here. And so we go over, and before I could even introduce him, he was like, hey, knucklehead. I was like, what's with all this familiarity around here? You know what I'm saying? That's knucklehead. That's and then his girl came up and was like, hey, you. I was like, hey, you. And so we all was standing there looking like, what the hell's going on here? And it was just a real funny, awkward moment, but, that was like one of the first Tommy stories and whatnot, first moments we had. But he was just an all-around good dude, man, who would give you anything, and it always had a way of making you feel really, really special. Like you was the most important person to him, and even when he was going through things, he always smiled. Like you never knew how bad it was, whatever he was going through.
Now, I saw on YouTube. I saw a video clip. Someone was doing the interview and they was asking you a question about you and Martin. From what I heard, that relationship wasn't too hot.
Wait a minute, but he didn't win the phone now.
Maybe that's me. We don't need to talk about that.
No. It's cool. I mean, look, man. I kept it a bean on the radio interview. It is what it is. People, who know. People who don't know. It wasn't always a pleasant situation. I mean, it's just like anything else. When you work with some people for a long period of time, or when you got people who, how do I say, whatever they're going through at the time becomes something that you go through.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. I mean, a lot of people, they see us as TV personalities. So, you can't fathom certain things because it's what you grew up watching or what you know from what you see on TV. But at the end of the day, people are still people. You know, I mean, you look at some of these other white celebrities, and I don't mean to segregate, by race or gender, but there's a lot of other people who had things that they were dealing with too that you just never knew. I mean, from Rosie O'Donnell to the Seventh Heaven Father to whoever, like people were dealing with stuff, but I mean, think about it. The running joke is about a priest and a boy. That's a joke. That's something that we talk about like it's funny. So and these are the people that we're supposed to hold dear, that we're supposed to like put our faith in, and so to speak. Yeah. But look to as being responsible pillars of the community, and that's a joke. You see what I'm saying? So why can't this person be this way, or why can't that person be that way? Why can't this be true about this person, or vice versa, or whatever? So, and that's kind of basically what I was leaving it as, that we went through some some really rough times with this man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, but my job was to do my job. So
you did. Yeah, because you can never tell on television that you guys didn't have a good relationship.
I mean, it didn't start off that way. It wasn't like that in the beginning. You know, it's just something that happened over time. You know, and
have y'all spoken since the show?
Yeah, the first time I seen him was at the funeral.
Wow.
Since '97. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot, but that, you know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, people don't understand. Like, it's, you know,
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
But I wasn't the only one.
Yeah.
That hasn't seen him since '97. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, Gina, huh? She had an issue with him. I call her Gina.
I'm just saying, like, you know, it's like anything else, man. And I think that because you live your life in the public's eye, anything that you go through becomes scrutinized a little bit more. But it's just regular life.
Yeah.
It's just real. You know, we can't curse on your show, huh?
Go
okay.
ahead.
It's just, you know, because that's how I be feeling.
Shit.
Yeah. It's just, you know what I mean? It's just, you can bleep it out or whatever. It's just.
It's live. It's live.
Oh, okay.
No,
but you know what I mean. It's just real life, man. People just scrutinize it in a different way. You know, I mean, you might work with people that you don't get along with, but you still work with them.
He said it all the time.
And then you know, but you know, like I remember with Cosby Show, for example. I was new in the business at the time when I started the show, so I was kind of in the same mindset as everyone else. I thought it was really shot in the house. No, it's a set, you know. But because they portray this whole family thing too, I thought everybody was like really like family. It's a job, you know. And I remember doing the scene, and then they would say cut, and it's just rehearsal, and then everybody disappeared. You know what I mean? Bill went to his office to handle his business. Lisa went her way. Malcolm went one way. Everybody just like, you know, it was just, this is work. Now you got to go to school. And I was, it was, you know, so it's awakening. You know what I mean? Now over the course of time, you do develop those. Sometimes you do develop those family-like relationships, though. You know, or you bond with one person stronger than the other.
So even going back to the Bill situation, what do you think about that? What they was doing all the accusing?
You know what? I can't really speak on it, to be honest with you. You know, it's not the person I knew. You know, I mean, even if I didn't like the man, you know what I'm saying? Like just like anything else, if I can respect your talent and still not like you personally. Or just because you are an alcoholic doesn't make you this person. You know, like I can, you know what I mean? Like one thing has nothing to do with the other as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I don't believe that, you know, I've been in this business a long, long time, you know what I'm saying? And I know people can have egos, and I know people can be so-called monsters, you know. But how many was it, they say?
Oh, the women? It was a
I mean,
bunch of them.
40, 50.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't think so neither.
I don't believe that at all. You know what I'm saying? Could he have possibly had some sort of, you know, questionable situations? Absolutely. I think we all can agree to that. You know what I mean? But 50, 60 people, get out of here. Who are all of a sudden everybody want to come? Come on. You don't got to be. You could be Stevie Wonder and see that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Come on. Me too. Me too. Me too. Yep. Because they was like, did he ever touch you? I was like, what? No. Wait a minute. How much? He did manhandle me one time on my shoulders. He kind of pointed me in the right direction, if that we can call that now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely. Well, this would be a question for both of y'all. What are some of the people that you have worked with in your field that have inspired you and helped you get along? I know. Let's go with Miss Echo first.
I've been fortunate enough to share the stage with a lot of people that really inspire me, like Bilal and Robert Glasper is like my number one.
Yeah.
Straight out of H-Town. Marsha Ambrosia, I opened up for her once, and then she brought me back on stage, and that was a really special moment. I got to sing one of the songs that I cover from her a lot. Chrisette Michelle is, honestly, I'd say one of the gatekeepers of real music of my generation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's been a lot of people in that, like Dwelle, Talib Kweli. It's been quite a few.
Yeah. Now, what would you consider your style? What is your style of music?
My style, I'd have to say, is jazz fusion.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I come from a background of musician. So my dad, he played funk, but he listened to classical. My mom sang soul and jazz, but she listens to, like, what do you call it, Gregorian chant music. You know, so everything is so different. My brother played blues and rock. So everybody's taste. My taste of music growing up was 80s hair metal, and you know,
For real?
yeah.
Look,
So
yeah.
the punk. So
That's what made me ask, what is her style? Because I get the neo soul, punk rock type.
It's a heavy base of jazz, but I'm from South Park, so you know.
Oh,
So
all right.
So a little trap,
baby.
you know. So
She
exactly,
was
that's where.
classified as trap, punk, western, funk, Christian, with a hint
with a
of
hue of
omnio reggae.
and kill. But yeah, it's jazz fusion. It has a heavy jazz bass, but it has a little bit. I wish you were gonna be here Tuesday.
I want to hear some of your stuff,
You gotta
man.
work, but yeah, we'll definitely get you something. But yeah, it's a mutt mix of all things awesome, I think.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and I'm going to have you guys close us out. I got a question I normally ask my guests, and I can't wait to hear your answer on this one. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Thank you so very much for tuning in to the Al Rucker Show. If you want to catch up on archives, behind the scenes, visit us online at www.alruckershow.com. Also on all of our social media streams, alruckershow.com. If you want to be a guest or advertising opportunities, feel free to send us a message at info@ruckeradvertising.com. And we'll be back with more of the Al Rucker Show. Welcome back to the conclusion of the Al Rucker Show. As always, the Al Rucker Show is brought to you by Midtown Bail Bonds, where no bond is too big or too small. Open 24 hours for your convenience. Visit us online at www.midtownbailbonds.com. Also, Dolce Ultra Lounge and Bistro. Find out what night is your night. There's something different every night of the week. For more, visit us online at www.dolcehouston.com. And we've returned to the Al Rucker Show.
Dimple night.
We got a new night called Dimple Night.
Dimple night, boy. And it don't gotta be on your face. It gotta be on your face. You got dimples. Come on in.
Well, you know, that's gonna segue me into my question.
Yeah.
What is your what is your view? Hold on.
She would learn to whisper in a helicopter. That's how she learned how to whisper.
You're supposed to take it outside.
Okay. Now hold on. What's?
All right, I'm gonna call you right back.
See how she gonna name drop on out?
She's like, 7 is cute. I'm like, wait a minute, what are you talking about right now?
Hilarious.
We are definitely a black
Which one is
radio
Nikita? Which
show.
one is Nikita?
You took a picture with her. Remember
I took a picture with a lot of people.
At 39, dark skin, tall.
Bun on her.
Thickums.
Hey, I was just gonna say that's the
Yeah, I remember her.
Y'all crazy.
Back to the question.
Back to the question. My
Yeah.
question is, you segued me right into this one, boss. What is your views, love, relationships, and giving back?
Love is 4 letters. If you give it to me, I'm gonna give it back for sure. Relationships. It's all about the foundation, man. It's all about what you start with. I don't want to say what you start with is how you end with, because then that gives a negative connotation. But it's about trust, and communication. That's real, because those are the two things that end up being the problem in most relationships. I mean, yes, life, money, all of that stuff, but when those things actually happen, you can actually get through it as long as you got trust and you know how to communicate. That's what I mean when I say communication. It's about how you communicate. Just like if you tell somebody, how you tell somebody something, how you express to somebody, what you're feeling is everything. So, that book, Love Languages, is actually a really good book based on that type of situation, because, sometimes we're human. A lot of people, a lot of women, but men too, are emotional. You get caught, when you get emotions. Sometimes you react off of emotion as opposed to logically. Now, most men are logical, you know, and so when and a lot of men have egos and these things. So when these things are challenged or tested, or you know, then you respond. But that's out of emotion again, not out of logic. You got to think ahead. You know, oh, she's only reacting. He's only reacting like this because of this. It's not about the cereal. It's really not about the bowl. It's really not about this light bulb right now. You know what I mean? It's really not about that. Because I know you are not ripping my head off right now because of that. But no, it's because you didn't say how you felt when you really felt it before in the way that it should have been communicated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to me, you know, without getting too deep off into it, I think relationships are, you got to cultivate them just like everything else. You know what I'm saying? That you find important. You know, whether it's business or whatever, you got to cultivate that relationship and give it what it needs. And it starts with honesty and communication.
Communication.
And good sex. I'm talking that nasty. I'm talking that Thanksgiving turkey. No.
Miss Echo, we gon' what's your view on love?
Head changes things too. No, I mean, it's like I think that I'll probably be like, what was I mad about? I don't even know. I have no idea. What was that? That was, well, if you make me mad again, yeah, hey man.
That's a different show.
Because you know, to lie, say something, lie. Tell me don't change things. Yeah, all right then.
Oh Lord.
Miss Echo,
Yes.
take me out with your view on love, and then at the end,
PG-13 version.
at the end of it, at the end of it,
So the bail bond sponsor, don't get mad.
that's me.
Good Lord.
Yeah,
Good Lord.
that's me. I'm the bail bond sponsor.
You are Jamaican for real.
Think I ain't? Hey, okay, so we're gonna do.
Okay.
Tell me about your view on love, and then I want you to sing us out, not sing us. I want you to sing us out of here.
I definitely will. My view on love is, like he said, you know, the energy you give is the energy you receive. And I learned that from Seven, my homie, your friend. So it's true. What you give out is what you actually get in return. So if you're not in a place mentally, emotionally, spiritually, or physically to give everything that you would like to receive back, then you're not ready for love. So, you know, and
So where you at with love right now?
I love the fact that my light bill is paid on time. I'm currently single at the moment, but my focus is on trying to make my dreams come true. And I think if somebody comes along that falls in place of what I'm trying to do, then I will definitely receive it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And I heard you say something about giving back as well.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like if we all do a little bit, then a lot will change. And I want to put a bug in everybody's ear. It's about to get colder. And the homeless shelters, I found out that they get a lot of blankets, they get a lot of jackets. But the most needed article of clothing, unless least donated, is socks. So if everybody can go to the store and pick up some socks and drop it off with a person or a homeless shelter, it would probably help. So I put that bug in my friend's ear. They're not expensive, but like I said, they don't get a lot of them.
Do they mind, like, do they have to be new socks? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Any donation,
I don't
usually.
think it's something that really matters, as long as, you know, we're still talking about people. You know what I'm saying? So,
no,
you know, because
people
dirty
socks. I mean,
yeah, I know what you mean. Like, we all go to resale. Well,
Usually
I go to
it's
resale
gently
shops,
worn.
so gently worn.
Yeah.
But socks you can buy at the dollar store.
But I'm weird. I'm weird like that because I don't like to wear the same socks like more than twice.
Yeah, I have 2 drawers.
Like,
full of socks,
you understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, I really do have a
Yes,
gang
you
of
have
socks
tons of socks.
that I do not wear because I'm like,
pretty
I
sure
wore
they'd
them
be
twice.
happy to have them.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It's weird. It's a weird thing, but it's just fresh socks just
It's your
feel
weird
good.
thing, though, Mr. Payne.
Huh?
Yeah.
You stay true to your weird thing.
Thank you, Dimple.
Exactly.
Thank you, Dimple.
You know,
I appreciate that.
I'm like that with shades. I just have tons of shades.
Yeah.
That's insane. But yeah, so like I said, socks, give them out. They need them.
Well, sing me out of here.
Okay.
Not sing.
Doesn't matter. What
Just
is it?
give me something.
Summertime. And the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. daddy's rich and your ma is good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry.
That's what's up.
Woo!
Now, was that about a slave?
Oh, he.
I heard something about some cotton, picking some cotton.
It's one of the oldest jazz standards.
You know that song?
Thank you. It's
I
my
don't know
favorite.
that song.
It's an
Oh,
old
it's- I
standard.
mean-
It's my dad. The connection to me in that song. My grandmother, my
Mm-hmm.
dad's mother, was taken from our family through domestic violence,
Oh,
and she was a singer and a dancer and actress, and that was her favorite song.
man.
And my dad, it was his first song that he learned how to play on the trombone. So that's where the connection comes from with that song. So anytime somebody asks me to sing, that's the one I put out there.
That's
It's
the
a
one.
really, really old jazz standard.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to Tuesday. I look
Yeah,
forward
it's
to
gonna be
Tuesday.
fun.
I can't wait.
Sound like she need to be on the Dolce stage.
She does. We does. We
Yeah,
gotta get that
I've
done.
done
You need to come through tonight.
You know what? I really
You
think I may.
need to come through tonight. I'm gonna have you be singing while I do my spit my piece.
Just let me know.
We tell you know
I'll be
now.
right there. I'll be right there.
It's your invite.
Oh man, I'm telling you right
I'll be
now.
there. Do I need to? What color? Are we gonna coordinate?
Nah,
Just
wear
don't
what
matter.
wanna-
Yeah, you wear what you
wanna
want to wear.
Okay.
You just be
You
beautiful.
don't know what he gonna have on.
You know, no, I'm wearing.
It's gonna be nice.
I'm wearing. I'm going elegant tonight.
With a
Oh,
hat.
okay.
Black.
Mhm.
You know, being
I'll be
black.
classy too then.
You know.
I'm wearing peach.
Peach.
Yeah.
Peach look good on my skin.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Summertime.
That's cute.
All right. We'll see y'all next week.
All right.
Experience the Night of the Gentleman, inside of the Poetry Lounge, hosted by with 18039 FM 529 Suite A, Cypress, Texas 77433. Dolce Ultra Lounge and Bistro. For more details, visit us online at www.dolcehouston.com. And again, we'd like to thank our in-studio guests, Mr. Carl Anthony Payne II and Marrium Echo. For more information about them, check out our website at www.alruckershow.com. Also, as always, Midtown Bell Bonds is the sponsor of the Al Rucker Show. Visit us at any of our 3 locations: Midtown Bell Bonds Richmond, Midtown Bell Bonds Houston, and Midtown Bell Bonds Missouri City. For more information, give us a call at 713-752-BOND or 713-752-2663. From Crystal, KCOH, L, and Mr. Al Rucker, we want everyone to be safe and have a happy, happy, happy Thanksgiving. And we'll see you Thanksgiving Eve at the Al Rucker's first annual Gobble Gobble Comedy Show Get Down. This is Elle signing off from the Al Rucker Show.
Express yourself.